According to the U.S. Army Survival Handbook, when considering shelter site selection, 2 prerequisites must be met. It must contain the materials you need to make the type of shelter you need. It must be large enough and level enough for you to lie down comfortably. Now, in the site that you selected, you must also consider if it is suitable for signaling, provides protection from wild animals, that there are no dead trees that can fall, and it's free from insects, reptiles, and poisonous plants. You must also remember the problems that could arise in your environment, such as avoiding flash flood areas in the foothills, avoid avalanche and rock slide areas in mountainous terrain, avoid sites near bodies of water that are below the high water mark. Other aspects of site selection that you want to consider is your proximity to drinking water and your availability of firewood. You don't want to walk a mile to collect your drinking water just to walk a mile back to boil it. The same goes for collecting firewood. Dragging wood back to camp can be tiring, and you don't want to expend all your calories collecting firewood. One very important and often overlooked aspect of site selection is the presence of dead trees or widowmakers. Most people look around the camp to make sure they don't have one near them, but they do not think to look at the ones that are 80 or 90 feet away that can fall on them as well. When the wind picks up, the dead tree potentially can be blown over, falling into your shelter, and injuring or killing you. Paying attention to dead standing trees in relation to your site is paramount. Now, you can take this dead tree, push it over, or knock it down and cut it down, and you can add to your firewood collection. But remember, safety is paramount when selecting your site. Make sure there are no dead trees close to your site. Your proximity to water will contribute to increased encounters with animals, and those notorious little vampires that everybody knows, mosquitoes. Being closer to water will allow you to fish, set snares, catch frogs, snakes, and just all over increase your ability to collect food during your survival situation. Mosquitoes and biting insects can be a huge nuisance. The best way to help control them is with a very smoky fire. Burning certain weeds and trees helps control insects. For example, dog fennel, which grows throughout the North American continent, helps control mosquitoes and biting flies. You can rub this weed onto your skin and clothing, or you can lay the weed into the coals to give off a smoke that really helps. Burning pine or other resinous trees can help control insects as well. When selecting a site for your shelter, you want to make sure that you're not in an area that when the rain comes, flash floods will make you run for higher ground in the middle of the night. You do not want to select a location where water can flood your shelter. When you select a site near the water, you want to be able to see a quote-unquote high water mark on the tree. This is from previous flooding. Try to select a site above this high water mark if at all possible. In mountainous regions, you do not want to select a shelter near an area prone to avalanches during the winter months or areas that could potentially produce rock slides. Mountainous areas are very prone to falling rocks, so try to be very careful when selecting a shelter location near a mountainous area.